everyone, we're back with more Barnstable This Morning on this Monday, August 31st. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live in studio, Town Manager Tom Lynch. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Had a very nice weekend. Very busy, very productive weekend.
Did you make it over to the Love Local?
You know, I did not. I was entrenched in household chores yesterday.
Yeah,
How about you?
There are a lot of people there.
Yes.
It was very busy, and you know, it's very successful at the end of each month. I think people are getting used to it. A lot of folks, a lot of families out playing, so it's really good.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the September Fest.
There's a little different feel though out. You know, if you're riding your bike on the road, or you know, not quite as much traffic.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are back at school, so it's just you can feel it changing.
Indeed, definitely noticed the lack of traffic, or at least the decrease in traffic, which is a good thing. So all sorts of things going on, Tom.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of talk about the homeless situation, the NOAA shelter. The chief and I met with the executive director of the Housing Assistance Corporation, Rick Presbury, last week, and one of his board members, Sue Rohrbach, and we had a discussion around the location of the shelter, which has been you know, in the news, and you know, Rick said he and his board were looking at that. We also, I tried to zero in on talking about case management and case workers on the street, and you know, board member Rohrbach chipped in and said, well, you know, we haven't done a lot of that outreach, but Mr. Presbury seemed committed to looking at that. At this point in time, I think, you know, anything we discuss and has to be brought back to boards, and so we don't, we appreciate the fact that they're willing to consider a variety of alternatives that we think would work, but we're also saying, you're the housing professionals out there. We have a lot of people that are living in unsafe situations, living in camps that, you know, we're not satisfied with or think should be there. And any suggestions you have that we can help with, we'd like to assist. So,
Indeed.
That's going to continue to, I think, be an ongoing issue for the council and for the town over the next few months. So.
Absolutely, and I know that the conversation will keep going, and it was one of the topics when you met with Elizabeth Worthbane as well.
Well, exactly. I had a meeting after that, and with Elizabeth Worthbane, who's the executive director of the Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District, and you know, again, from the bids perspective, she expressed some concerns about dealing with some of the behaviors that businesses encounter with people on certain people on Main Street. So, but we also looked at other issues that the street is concerned about. You know, they're looking to continue with facade improvements and see if the community development block grant monies can't help in that way, in some way. They've been talking quite a bit about uplighting, changing the look of the street a little bit with uplighting on certain of the trees that are along the street. They've experimented over the years with you know, white lights in the trees and things like that, just to dress it up a little bit. It's been, you know, people have received the lighting down at Bismore Park, where we have the white lights in the trees, very nicely. It gives a little different atmosphere when you're down on the waterfront. So, and then we also looked at ongoing, you know, parking concerns that are out there, and discussed a little bit some of our plans for, you know, helping to revitalize the east end of town. We've done a lot of business improvements, and I know that business owners down Bradford's and, you know, down that area are still looking to see some improvements that way. So we've allocated some funds for that, and we hope to be having those ongoing discussions. So while homeless issues may dominate, there are still a lot of things that are happening. And we also had a chance to talk a little bit about what type of summer they've had. And, Elizabeth feels the street's been very busy. You know, they've had a lot of entertainment on the streets on Thursday nights, and we've licensed free entertainers so they can be on a street corner and see how that works, and see if that is adds to the atmosphere and the environment down there. And so far that's worked out fairly well. So it looks like it's been a pretty productive summer.
Absolutely, and I think evenings and night times the street really comes alive. You know, obviously we're here on Main Street during the day all the time, and it's very busy during the day, but it's almost a completely different world when you drive through in the evening or at night, just packed with people, which is great to see.
Dining outside, walking through, going to Ben & Jerry's and Katie's. At least that's something I do. And
got to get that ice cream. It's good stuff.
The other thing I wanted to mention, which you also covered somewhat in your newscast, and that is that the chief has put the deputy chief's Deputy Chief Sonnabend and Deputy Chief Balcom in charge of beginning the whole process with the hiring of 3 lieutenants that are there due to vacancies. The 2 of them moved up from lieutenant slots, and there's going to be another retirement in the of a lieutenant. So that process begins by me signing off on civil service documentation. At this point in time, they have enough candidates in-house. I think there are over 7 so far that have qualified through the civil service process. That's just one aspect to the hiring process to get onto that list. And then they'll be looking to engage the services of, as they have in the past, a search firm. Generally they use something called Badge Quest. And these are retired police officers, police chiefs who have been there, understand what the department may be looking for in terms of their present needs and the vacancies that they have. So that process will begin. Naturally, the chief will be involved with it. I get involved toward the end after they've narrowed the the group down and have interviewed past individuals ready for promotion, whether it be at the sergeant level, lieutenant level, or deputy chief level. So I'll look forward to that, as I've said on this program before, and naturally to the chief and officers themselves. I'm very impressed with the fact that the chief has been able to bring good men and women into the department, give them the training. They all seem, in the interview process, I'm always, I guess I shouldn't be, but I'm always surprised at how much they do outside of their police work. You know, being involved in you know, Little League or Kiwanis or other clubs, and helping kids, and just you know, they're men and women who are very involved in our community, and I think that's the image we want to have from our police department. So it seems to be ingrained in the individuals that have come in, and I think it reflects in the community policing that's been going on and the safety that we have in our town.
Absolutely, and it seems too that BPD is really proactive in terms of looking at its succession planning. You know, they like to hire from within, and I think you know, in that particular job, it's important to have that background knowledge of the community and the issues and you know, the geography and topography of the land. So to look at how they plan, you know, to move people up within the ranks. Well,
and that knowledge extends to how are the different shifts? You have 3 different shifts. You're running that operation 24 hours a day. What's different from the morning shift till the midnight, you know, in late evening shift? And what kinds of experiences are you having? What's it like in all the 7 villages? It's a big town with, and it's almost like small multiple towns within our town of Barnstable. So it's local knowledge clearly is very important.
Absolutely. I want to touch upon too Sail Cape Cod. This is, what a phenomenal program the Sail Cape Cod is.
You know, I've seen some of the programming you've done on that also, and boy, it was just a feel-good activity last week to go to the dedication of actually it was the Hoya lift, the lift that, you know, helps disabled folks onto the adaptive sailboat that they have, and the Lila that was donated by the LaRusso Foundation, named after Paul LaRusso's wife, Lila, was sitting at the dock, had signal flags on it, and a lot of people there, and you just could see that there was a buzz around that, because this was an opportunity for individuals who have physical challenges and other challenges as well, but get out onto the boat and feel that freedom of operating the boat as the best of their abilities. It's adapted that way, so you can take advantage of upper body strength if you have that, or and be in command of a vessel. And it's just the men and women that are dedicating their time to the sailing program is just great, and there's been involvement from the town. They thank the town for that, and you know, anything we can do to increase access to the water for all segments of our population is something we want to encourage.
Absolutely. Wonderful to get out there on the water. So it's the last week of official summer. Anything on your bucket list, Tom, that you haven't checked off yet that you want to do before we hit Labor Day weekend?
You know, I've got to go out and see a sunset out in Sandy Neck, you know, and enjoy some of the refreshments out there, and try to squeeze in those bike rides. But boy, getting up this morning, it was dark.
I know.
mean, just a month ago, it seems, where it was light, and you come driving in, it's fine. So yeah, we'll do some of those staycation things over the next few days, and certainly Labor Day weekend.
Indeed. Well, Tom, thank you so much as always
Thank you
for
very
stopping
much,
by.
Sarah.
Tom Lynch, of course, our town manager here in the town of Barnstable. More to come on Barnstable this morning. Let's get that fishing report from Captain Gary Brown.
Good morning. Well, looks like